Hello, friends. Today's first question relates to the Italian Prime Minister. This is Giorgia Meloni. Giorgia Meloni is the first woman Prime Minister of Italy, and I want you to know a little more here. Please write a bit about this lady, and she heads the Brothers of Italy party. Brothers of Italy. Okay, and their language it's called FDL. Let's go with their short form as well. She's 45 years old, and I know it's wrong to talk about a woman's age, but we're discussing current affairs. So Meloni heads this party, and it's a very what is called a right-wing party, ultra right-wing party, pretty conservative, and she's made her intentions pretty clear. She's quite open in praising Benito Mussolini, the dictator of Italy during the Second World War. And if you would look at her stance, her political party stance, she is a deeply Catholic person, and considering that she is a deeply devout Catholic, follower, she is anti-gay marriage, anti-parenting by same-sex couple. She is anti-abortion. She is anti-euthanasia, which is assisted killing, mercy killing. People say because she says that life is given by God and we should not take it away. I mean, we means people, humans should not take it away. And she's also Eurosceptic, someone who's not a great believer in the idea of the European Union. Now, the fact that she has won also flies in the face of a lot of ideas proposed by the European Union, the left-wing European leaders of the European Union, as well as the left media in both Europe as well as America. In fact, the New York Times screamed a title that said that the return of fascism in Italy when she was elected. The return of fascism. Fascism is the idea of extreme right wing. It's like anti-migrants, anti not exactly I would say anti-Muslim, anti-non-Christians. It's more to do with the idea that the Holy Land belongs to certain faiths. Now, Mussolini was a great believer in fascism. He was a great believer in fascism, like Adolf Hitler was a great believer in Nazism. You know, the West has a problem in this case. The West, see, especially Washington Post, New York Times in America, you have the Atlantic in America, you have the Guardian in the UK. All these newspapers are like, they have taken upon themselves to be telling us, look, this is what you should be doing. Now, if we don't agree with what they say, if our viewpoint is not what is not in sync with their viewpoint, they would call us intolerant, nationalist. They would talk about, like we are Islamophobic, we are, whatever terms they would like to use. In real life, we may not be any of these, but that is how they are. They call themselves liberal, but you would see that their entire behavior is illiberal. So this is how it is, and many people have said, let's wait for her to become the prime minister. She's the prime minister elect. Soon she will become the prime minister. She will take the prime minister's office. But there is a great deal of intolerance. Always see the West always talks about democracy and all that. No, she's a popularly elected prime minister, which effectively means that she has been elected by the people of Italy, which is democracy, which is a fair election. They have had a fair election. Yet the left-leaning newspapers, liberal newspapers of the West, they tell us that this woman is going to destroy Italy. She's going to bring in a lot of illiberalism. She's going to bring in a lot of fascism. She's going to break, a society into she will segmentize society. Let's see how it works out, my friends. I mean, we should not go by what they say. We should not believe in what they say. Like, I'll tell you some simple example. The New York Times, made fun of India's ISRO. ISRO at the time in 2008 launched Chandrayaan. You remember this Chandrayaan? And they made fun of us when we were quite successful in reaching the moon, literally. So, they made fun of us with a cartoon, like, there's this elite space club where in the club, NASA, the ESA, which is the European Space Agency, all these guys were seated inside, suited, booted, cigar in the hand and all. And whereas knocking on the door was an Indian farmer with a cow. The Indian farmer was, means what they wanted to say was that India is desperately poor. India is desperately poor. India is backward. A land of uncivilized, and they want that we wanted to enter an elite club of the civilized, the rich, the prosperous. Now, see, India's scientific prowess is world known, but they wanted to run us down, and that's how they have been. Yeah, they never have loved, they have never liked the fact that we have done so well in many ways. I'll give you another example. It's not about this. When you read, I want you to understand that people come up with views. They don't come up with facts. When we launched the vaccination program sometime last year, they made fun of us. The West made fun of us. They said the New York Times and Washington Post ran ideas that, big newspaper columns that, India's vaccination drive is doomed to fail, especially given that it's such a large population and illiterate. We have a broken healthcare system that, at the rate of vaccination, it would be 2028 before we would vaccinate the entire population. See, our entire population is inoculated. More or less, entire population is inoculated today. And we are the world's first such country. Such a large population. We have done great job. Our central government, our state governments, our doctors, nurses, the entire healthcare system, the people of India have all come together to do this great job. But they have always been demeaning. So they demean this lady also because she does not, her ideas don't sink in with their ideas. So chill, do not worry too much about these things. Okay. The idea is to know who is saying and why they are saying. Why they are saying what they are saying. That is very important. Okay. How big is Italy? Now, someone just about a couple of days back, someone was asking me this question: how big is Italy? Well, Italy is smaller than the third smallest state in India. The third biggest state, not the third smallest state. This is the area of Italy, 3.01 lakh square kilometers. And the population of Italy is 5.08 crore, which is 5.1 crore. You take it, or you take 5 crore. So India's biggest state is Rajasthan, 3.42. So Italy is smaller than that. In fact, the number two is Maharashtra, 3.08. Sorry, Madhya Pradesh, 3.08. Maharashtra, 3.07. So this country of Italy is smaller than India's third biggest state. Okay. So let's see how her coalition works. She is going to head a coalition. Poland is run by Prime Minister, what's his name? Yeah, the capital is Warsaw, as you would know. I am always confused about this Polish guy's name. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to pronounce that. Trust me. But that is how they are. I mean, their names are different from our names, so it's always difficult to pronounce them. See, I wouldn't worry too much about admitting my failures, but it is good to learn things. I would believe that it's pronounced Moraviki. Okay, MM you could call it. Greece's prime minister is a guy called Kyriakos Mitsotakis. Kyriakos Mitsotakis. Spain, Pedro Sanchez. We are discussing the names of prime ministers, please. Belgium, Alexander De Croo. Okay, let's go from here. Which communist nation recently approved same-sex marriage in a referendum? Communist nation. All these five are not all five, except for three. The rest, the remaining are communist states. They are all single-party communist states. In communism, there is only one political party allowed, and the one this we are discussing is Cuba. The shortest distance between America and the southernmost tip of America, that is Florida. This is Florida, okay, in America, and Cuba is 160 kilometers. Yes, just 160 kilometers. So you see this Cuba. I'll tell you something. Cuba was the first country in Western Hemisphere to go communist. In 1959, it saw a communist revolution, and that year, Fidel Castro came to power. Fidel Castro came to power. He ruled the country. The communists came to power. He was prime minister till 1976, but between 1959 and 2008, he ran the country either as 2011, actually, technically speaking, 2011. Okay, so he ran the country either first as a prime minister, then as a president, then as a first secretary of the Communist Party of Cuba. Okay, the first secretary is the most, or the general secretary is the most powerful position in a communist party. Remember this: general secretary is the most powerful position. So first prime minister, then president, then chief of the Communist Party. Fidel Castro was succeeded in 2008. He gave up his presidency. But in 2008 and 2011, he was the first secretary of the Communist Party. And he was succeeded by Raul Castro. Raul Castro, his younger brother, ran the show between 2008 to 2018. In all positions, he was president till 2018 and first secretary till 2021. Yes, so he is also gone. Both the brothers of Castro brothers are gone. And remember this. Okay, let me write here also the same pattern. 08. Okay, 08. Now remember one thing, this is still president here, and between these years, first secretary. These guys shook America. They made America sweat a lot. It's a country, my friends, that still is communist. And the current president of Cuba is, just before that, let me clear this. And the capital of Cuba is Havana. Okay. And the president is a guy called Miguel Diaz-Canel. Only the third president of the communist country of Cuba. Fidel, Raul, and this guy. Since 1959, they have had only three prime minister leaders. And something more here. Cuba is the pioneer of communism in this part of the world, single party state. And, America has never had a very good relationship with Cuba. Even today, they don't have full diplomatic relations between the two countries. America has always to kill Fidel Castro, it is believed that the CIA launched 618 assassination attempts. 618 assassination. Some people cite more, some cite less, but that's a good number. 600 you take. 600 assassination attempts have been made on the life of Fidel Castro. Were made on the life of Fidel Castro since 1959. Beat that. And he survived each one of them. Yeah. And this is the biggest island in this part of the world. In the Caribbean, this area is called Caribbean, and this is the biggest island. It's not a very big country. It's a area is if I'm not wrong, just for information, okay, you don't have to write this. 1.09 lakh square kilometers, and the population is 1.1 crore. Yeah, it's these are pretty small, but population wise the second biggest country, because these are all small ones, yeah, which could be the biggest one, bigger, more populated one than Cuba. This one, you see this country Haiti here. Haiti has more population than Cuba. Okay, so, and Cuba is very famous for its cigars, especially the Havana cigars. Havana cigars, pretty expensive stuff. The president here is Xi Jinping. North Korea leader is Kim Jong-un. Belarus has a dictator named Alexander Lukashenko. Vietnam, the president is Vinh Phu Xuan. Okay, yeah. Since 1980, every year the World Tourism Days are being observed on September 27th. The theme for this year is Rethinking Tourism. Now, why on this day? Well, on this day, the bylaws or the regulations of the World Tourism Organization were adopted in 1970. Now, I don't want you to worry too much about it, but I want you to write about World Tourism Organization. World Tourism Organization. This is not World Trade Organization, it is World Tourism Organization. You could write UN Specialized Agency. UN Specialized Agency, established 1975. Its head office is in Madrid, which is, as you know, is the capital of Spain. And its leader, or rather Secretary General, is a guy called Zurab Pololikashvili of Georgia. Pololikashvili of Georgia. Next, you could write one more thing. 2022 World Tourism Organization annual meet in Jakarta, or simply Indonesia. Write this. Indonesia. They may move it from Indonesia, Jakarta, you never know. So Indonesia. Okay, and this is the theme of this year, rethinking tourism, especially after what's happened in the last 2 years. See, tourism is one of the most vital industries in the world. Nearly 10% of the world's jobs are in the tourism sector. When people move, they carry a lot of money with them. When I say a lot, I'm talking of money. Okay, they carry money with them, and money they spend in the place they visit, which feeds the local population. Okay, which country receives the most tourists? Well, you could write this. Most tourist arrivals in France. How many? 9 crore. With that, yes. It's more than the population of France. 9 crore people visited France in 2019. 2019, that's the last available data. Because then COVID happened, 2 years went by, and even now, while people are moving between places, they still are not comfortable, in a lot of other places. So the data for this year will only come next year. Let's see how it works. But France received 9 crore people, the most visited place in the world. Now, if you look at India, how many? India has huge potential, isn't it? You look at religious places, nature's, nature places. I mean, nature means natural places, nature places. You have tourist places, religious places. I mean, all kinds of things. Yet, India received only 17 million, that is 1.7 crore people. Think about it. France received 9 crore, India received 1.7 crore. Because India, large parts of India do not have proper infrastructure, do not have safety. There is a great deal of discrimination between foreign and Indian tourists. Like I was visiting this place, Mahabalipuram, and I found that Indian tourists are charged, let's say, 50 rupees to enter a particular. 50 is the entrance fee. Foreigners are charged 250 rupees. Now, I mean, they should be allowed free, if not for 50 rupees. Chalo, मैं तो कहता हूँ, in fact, I would say foreigners should be allowed for, free entry. Even if not free entry, chalo, charge them as much as you charge Indians. But why 5 times more? See, they visit our country. They express interest. They spend money to come here. Yet we charge them more. It doesn't make sense at all. Yeah. Now you think about one more thing here. Um, there is this constraint in India considering tourism infrastructure. Either you have very luxurious hotels, rich hotels, expensive hotels, or low budget hotels. So in between, there is this big chunk of people who would want to have a comfortable stay within a reasonable budget. In India, that's missing, except in a few places. Generally, it is missing, and that is one of the reasons why foreigners don't visit India in large numbers. And also, it is not very safe. India is not a safe place from many ways, in many ways, my friends. Unfortunately, that's true. Yeah. In a key planetary defense test, NASA's DART, which is Double Asteroid De-Reduction Test, successfully crashed into an asteroid named Dimorphos. DART stands for, okay, you mentioned it. Now, what was the idea behind this? Sometime in the future, what if an asteroid hits, is in our orbit, or it may hit us? What if it hits us? What if it's an asteroid like the one that destroyed large parts of Yucatan Peninsula, which is in Mexico, the Caribbean area, and which also led to the extinction of, supposedly, the extinction of dinosaurs? Think about it. 65 million years ago, that is 6.5 crore years ago, an asteroid hit the Earth, and it changed Earth forever. Now, what if this kind of an asteroid hits Earth, and what would happen? Large segments of life would end. Okay. So what did NASA do? NASA sent a small spacecraft called the DART. The idea is that it would hit the DART, the asteroid. Okay. It would crash into the asteroid, which may change the orbit of the asteroid. You see this here? This is the Dimorphos, asteroid. This is Didymos. Dimorphos is going around another asteroid, Didymos. Okay, Didymos is a center, and Dimorphos was going around this particular, bigger asteroid. So NASA released this, and do not worry about these names. Light Italian, CubeSat for imaging of asteroids. That is Leica Cube. Don't worry too much about it. So the DART was released. It hit into this. The idea was to change its trajectory, its orbit. So this is the original path. It hit here. So instead of going like this, taking the original orbit, it might be forced to change its orbit because of the impact the spacecraft had after it crashed into the the surface of Dimorphos. So like this. This might, even a 10-degree change might change massive things. I mean, it could mean difference of hundreds of kilometers, which will mean we could be safe on Earth. Yeah, the idea is this, but while it had crashed, the results of whether it's going to um, change the trajectory, the orbit of this Dimorphos asteroid will not be known for at least another 2 months. So successfully it crashed, but beyond that we don't know what has happened, what's likely to happen. Yeah. So identify the name of the mega fair on R&D that will be conducted by the 23 Indian Institute of Technology in October. This will be in Delhi, Inventive in Delhi. Some questions I'll touch and go. Inventive, that's the name of the event. HCL Technologies has announced a new brand identity and logo. In this context, find the incorrect statements. In fact, I think it should be correct statements. There's some error, it just happens. Okay. In this context, find the correct statements. All of them are correct. The new tagline is supercharging progress. Okay. You look at the chairperson. This is Roshni Nadar Malhotra. Roshni Nadar is the only child of the co-founder of HCL Technologies, Shiv Nadar. Shiv Nadar is also the chairman emeritus and chief strategy officer of HCL Tech. HCL is considered a pioneer in computer hardware. This Shiv Nadar, you could write this, co-founder of HCL Tech, is the father of India's computer hardware industry. Father of India's computer hardware industry. Computer hardware industry. Okay. So this is the idea. See, Shiv Nadar is the father of the computer hardware industry. Who is the father of computer software industry? The father of India's computer software industry is Fakir Chand Kohli. Fakir Chand Kohli is the father of India's software sector. You could write software sector. The central government has recently extended the Indian foreign trade policy for a period of 6 months, and it will now come into effect from 1st October 2022. Okay, let us see how it works out. I'm not going to discuss this. I'm not going to discuss the foreign trade policy, but I'll give you data. You could write foreign trade of India 21-22, imports were $421 billion, imports were $612 billion. 421, 612. The difference is trade deficit. Almost 200 billion dollars. Now, which is the world's largest exporter, which is the world's largest importer, and what is India's rank in world exports and world imports? You could write world exports. India ranks 6. Yes. No. Hey, sorry guys, it is 18. We don't export a lot. India's rank in global exports is 18 and India's rank in global imports is 6. Yes, this is important. Okay, 6. So right, world's largest exporter. World's largest exporter. Largest exporter. China. 2021 figures. 3,074 billion. Take round figure 3,074 billion. Imports, world's largest importer, United States. This data is slightly old, but that's one available. What is this? How much they import? Yeah, 2,400 billion. 2,400 billion. Okay. Who won the $150,000 Julius Baer Generation Cup online rapid chess tournament? Carlsen won it. He defeated in the final Arjun Erigaisi. Arjun Erigaisi was defeated by Magnus Carlsen in the final. So Carlsen is a winner and Erigaisi is the runner-up. Not much to discuss here. Tasneem Mir was recently honored with the Emerging Hero Award at the Sports Star West Sports Conclave in 2021 in Ahmedabad. Mir, or rather, Tasneem is associated with badminton. You know what? She was at the beginning of this year, she was a World Junior Badminton Champion. World Junior Badminton number 1. Yes, she's ranked world number 1 at the beginning. Right now, she is not. Okay, she's lost the ranking, but she's a former world junior badminton, number 1. Now, current ranking is about 83. 83. That's okay. She'll only improve from here. She's 19, just 19. The kid is hardworking, so obviously she will do better. I think that's about it. There's not much to discuss. Who is the world number 1 in men's? World's badminton world number 1 is men's badminton world number 1 is Victor Axelsen of Denmark. Women's is Akane Yamaguchi of Japan. World number 1. Okay. The book titled Wildlife India at 50, Saving the Wild, Securing the Future is authored by Manoj Kumar Mishra. Not much to discuss. Yeah, some questions don't have any scope for me to discuss. They don't lend me any scope. After which Indian freedom fighter's name will the Chandigarh airport be renamed? Bhagat Singh Ji. Okay. Now let's look at some airports today. Subhash Chandra Bose, the great freedom fighter, has the Calcutta airport named after him. Calcutta airport is Kolkata airport is named after Subhash Chandra Bose. Veer Savarkar airport, Port Blair airport. No airports are named after these two great freedom fighters. But let's take a little further. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Airport, Ahmedabad. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Airport, Ahmedabad. Next. Sorry guys. Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi Airport, Guwahati. Gopinath Bordoloi, Guwahati. Just random, okay? Chalo. Let's write. Swami Vivekananda, Raipur. Swami Vivekananda Airport, Raipur. One last airport, let's write. Amritsar, Guru Ramdas ji. Amritsar. Okay. Who in the following became the second player after Sachin Tendulkar to score 16,000 runs in white ball international cricket? Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli. 1 and 3 belong to Australia, 2 to England, 5 to Pakistan. Let's skip this, hardly anything to discuss here. As part of an intergovernmental law enforcement campaign against the online distribution of child sexual abuse material, which institution has launched Operation Mega Chakra? It's already mentioned, Mega Chakra. I want you to write this. Operation Mega Chakra dash aims at cloud storage, cloud CLOUD, cloud storage dash, hence the name Megha. Hence the name Megha. Meg is cloud, na? See, the CBI conducted raids at 56 locations in about 56 locations in about 20 states and union territories. And they arrested hundreds of people. They confiscated material which pertained to sexual exploitation of children, sex with children. It is a scary thing, my friends, trust me. But, things have to be taken care of. So, I guess that's about it. So, we have the CBI doing this, and Central Vigilance Commission is headed by Suresh Patel. One last thing, we could be National Security Guard is headed by M.A. Ganapathy. Okay, M.A. Ganapathy. According to the sample registration system, sample registration statistical report by the RGI, which state has the worst sex ratio, that is number of females per thousand males at birth. I have this data with me. I took it from the sample registration system statistical report. So I was making some notes here, and trust me, some parts of it make for great reading. Like sex ratio, you could write top three. I mean, highest number of sex, females per thousand males. So sex ratio is defined as the number of females per thousand males. So, best or rather highest sex ratio, top 3. 1, Kerala, about 978, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it says 974, my friends. 974. I don't have a worry when I read something from this. Yeah, Chhattisgarh, 958. Always difficult to remember data. But number 3, Himachal Pradesh. Now, if you look at this, these are, either highly literate or hilly regions. In hilly regions, and women are considered as important as men. That's how societies, tribal societies, hilly societies are built. It's a good thing. Then bottom 3, lower sex ratio. The funny thing here is they mention Uttaranchal, not Uttarakhand, and this is the latest report. Yeah. One, Uttarakhand, how much did they say? 844. It's there. Two from the bottom, Delhi, it's 860. Haryana, 870. 870. Numbers are slowly rising in Haryana. Earlier it was pretty poor. The numbers were very poor. Now I found one thing pretty startling in this data, that sex ratio in Uttarakhand is higher in rural areas than in urban areas. Yeah, rural areas it's 853 and urban areas it's to 821. Now you find that overall India's sex ratio is 907. 907, which is a drop, my friends. So we have only 907 females per thousand males. India national sex ratio 907, 907. Okay. Yeah. In places like Punjab and you know, look at Punjab. Punjab has a sex ratio overall of 897. Rural areas it's 874 only compared to urban areas of 932. Yeah, but in Haryana it's the other way around. In Haryana we said is the the third lowest sex ratio. Sorry, Uttaranchal has Uttarakhand. Sorry, they have mentioned Uttaranchal, so I went with Uttaranchal. Uttarakhand has the lowest sex ratio. Yes. Now, this is the average of rural and urban, but you look at urban. Urban is 821, rural 853. 853 in Uttarakhand. Yeah. Typically, though it's a hilly area, I thought it would be much better than other states, but unfortunately, it's going down. Yeah. Now, this is a very good piece of data here. What does it say? Total fertility rate, TFR. That's the number of children born to a woman during her lifetime, especially during her reproductive years. So, what is the TFR in India? The number of children born to a woman during her, say, reproductive years. The TFR, total fertility rate in India, is 2.0. Yes. In urban areas, it is 2. Urban areas, 1.6. 1.6. Rural areas, it is, it's of course, it will be high, 2.2. So rural areas, the TFR is on the higher side, 2.2, and urban areas 1.6. Now I want you to know something more. So this does not average it out, but that's how it is. The numbers are here. Now look at this effect. The government has been talking about raising the effective marriage age for women to 21. You see this. You could also write average or rather mean age at marriage for females. At marriage for females is 22.7 years. Yes, 22.7 years. It's rising. Now you may say that no, it will be skewed in favor of urban areas. Yes, it is, but only a bit. Urban areas, it is 23.9. Rural areas, it's 22.2. So even in rural areas, numbers are changing. They are doing, the numbers are, are good. If it means that women are getting married late, so that also means that either they are getting education, or they are employed, and they both actually, generally both. It's a nice thing. It's really good. Women empowerment is very important to build a better society. Now I'll tell you, see this. Average age is 22.2 in rural areas. Yes. Now I found here something called TFR. Again, TFR by level of education of the mother. You'll be surprised that among illiterate women it is 3.1, and it is literate women it is 1.9. Yeah, think about it. All data, but it gives you a lot of understanding, of the world, the way the world is working today. See, the rural areas, illiterate women tend to give children birth to more children than literate women. It is very important to control population. Yeah. At the same time, it's important that women are educated, better educated. Now, I'll tell you something more. Within education, there are different numbers. Okay, see this within education. Now, the number, this is the average number, of course. Um, Below primary, it is 2.5. Below primary education of woman, it's 2.5. Primary education, this is below primary. Sorry, below primary. Primary, 2.3 children per woman. Class 12. Class 12. Class 12 is how much? Just a second, guys. Yeah, class 12 is 1.7. Can you beat that? Class 12, 1.7. Yes, and graduate and above 1.6. So the higher the education, the lower the TFR. Yes. So the numbers, see, I love data like this. This data gives me a lot of dope on, on understanding my world. So you don't have to remember all the numbers, but remember one thing: the higher the education, yeah, the lower the TFR, total fertility rate. With an aim to exploring solutions for the use of water in manufacturing toys, which the ministry launched the Swachh Toykathon under the Swachh Amrit Mahotsav. Yeah, it is a Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So you could write this. Who are the ministers running this show here? Ministry of Urban Affairs, Housing and Urban Affairs. You could write the guy who heads this ministry also heads another ministry. You could write. Okay. Petroleum and natural gas. Petroleum and natural gas, both the ministries are headed by the same guy named Hardeep Singh Puri. Hardeep Singh Puri heads two major ministries. One is petroleum and natural gas, the second is housing and urban affairs. Housing and urban affairs. Next, let's take it further. You will find little more here. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Nirmala Sitharaman, who also heads the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance. Coming to the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, it's headed by the same guy who heads another ministry called Education, Ministry of Education. Okay, both are headed by Dharmendra Pradhan. Dharmendra Pradhan. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Dr. Virendra Kumar. Dr. Virendra Kumar. Dr. Virendra Kumar. See, the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions is headed by the Prime Minister of India. But since he is busy doing, running the country, there are a lot of ministries which he heads, like the Ministry of the Department of Atomic Energy. Yeah, all these now he also heads the Ministry of Science and Technology. They all are taken care of by a guy called Dr. Jitendra Singh. Dr. Jitendra Singh, who is the Minister of State for Personal, Public Grievances, Pensions. He heads the Department of Atomic Energy. He heads the Ministry of Science and Technology. Plenty of them. For adding various facilities to the National Health Facility Register, which state was awarded the Ayushman Utkrishta Award at the Arogya Manthan program held in Delhi. Yeah, Uttar Pradesh. Hardly anything to discuss. The National Health Minister is the Minister of Health is what's his name? Mansukh Mandavia. Mansukh Mandavia. Okay. Instead of taking the full name, family welfare and all that, you simply say Health, Minister of Health. Mansukh Mandavia. Yeah. Which Indian origin barrister has won the first ever Queen Elizabeth II Woman of the Year award? Suella Braverman, who is a minister in the Liz Truss Ministry of the United Kingdom. She is a Home Secretary. We say Home Minister, they say Secretary. Home Secretary in the cabinet of Liz Truss, Prime Minister of UK. Prime Minister of UK. Home Secretary. Priti Patel is the ex-Home Secretary. Which is the first state to start an encyclopedia on tribal communities to document their age-old and unique traditions? Odisha. And I was quite fascinated when I read this, that Odisha has come out with a 5-volume, 3,000-page encyclopedia. Think about it. 5-volume, 3,000-page encyclopedia on the 62 tribes of the state. There are more tribes in Odisha than any other state in India. Okay, so it has the highest diversity of tribes in India. You could write this: highest number of tribes in India, Odisha, 62. 62. Okay, and tribes or tribals make for 23%. You could also write 23%. Tribes make for 23% of Odisha's total population. Odisha's total population. Okay? Yeah. Who is the Chief Minister of Odisha? Naveen Patnaik. Naveen Patnaik. West Zone recently defeated South Zone in the final to claim the 2023 Duleep Trophy. The trophy is associated with cricket. You could write this if you want. It is named after Kumar Shri Duleep Singh Ji. In those days, the spelling used to be like this: Singh Ji of Nawanagar, which is in Gujarat. Okay, he belongs to the royal family of Nawanagar. So, Kumar Shri Duleep Singh Ji. He played for England. He is considered one of India's greatest batsmen. You could say not exactly India because he played for England. He had his uncle Ranjit Singh Ji. He also played for England. Okay, he had an average of 58, test average of 58 in 12 matches. Think of it, 58 average. That's a very high number, my friends. So, if you want to write 2022, the winner was, of course, you could write this: winner, West Zone. Winner, West Zone. Runner-up, South Zone. Then, player of the series, Jaydev Unadkat. Jaydev Unadkat of the West Zone of Unadkat, no, West Zone. What is merchant discount rate in context of debit and credit cards usage? See, when you go to a store to buy, you buy some stuff, you pay by credit card or debit card. Why do you think the merchant would you know discourage you from, sometimes the merchant would discourage you from from paying, from using your cards, because some part of the bill has to go to the company that issues the card. That's called merchant discount rate. Usually it is between 1 to 3%. So I go to, let's say I walk into a store and I buy X stuff. Okay, I buy some stuff. I pay by, I pull on my card and say, look, this is a card. And the guy would say, sir, cash aata de dijiye sir. I'll give you bill, but pay cash. Because he may think like this, I already have wafer thin margins on the, on this sale. So let me save whatever I can save. Otherwise, 1 to 3%, whatever the deal is, will go to the company that has issued the card. Now, you may think, why should a store accept cards? See, let's say I don't have cash, but I have a credit card. Now, I walk into a store. Because the card, I have a credit card, I am willing to buy some stuff because I can pay in future. But if I don't have cash and the store does not accept credit card, I won't make that purchase. So the store does not make any money. So companies, even if they lose some money towards merchant discount rate, would encourage people to come and buy even at the expense of their own profit moments. Yeah. So these companies that issue cards, Visa, Mastercard, banks also that have a tie-up with these card issuers, they all have a sophisticated, highly developed, highly technologically advanced, payment settlement system in place. So it is for that, for the maintenance, for setting that up, entire thing, they charge money. Yeah. That's it. That's about it. Have a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. Enjoy yourself and stay curious.